Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we're going to, the first lesson in financial modeling is all about time value of money. We'll go, we'll do deep dive and look at the concepts behind time value of money. What's important is that we're going to make use of Excel and harness the tools in Microsoft Excel that may be used in solving problems in time value of money. So we from your finance subjects, you know that money has cost, which means that 1 peso today is not the same as 1 peso in the future. We know that you will prefer to have 1,000 pesos today compared to 1,000 pesos after 1 year, because you can put your 1,000 today in an instrument that earns, and after 1 year, it's probable that the value is higher than 1,000. The two main processes in time value of money is the present and the future value. Okay, so if you're given the present value, suppose you have okay, so you're given a cash flow at time zero, which is now. If you're given, let's say, 5,000, if you have 5,000, and you're asked how much will it be, let's say, 3 years from now, let's say 10 years from now, how much will your 5,000 be 10 years from now? What you're being asked actually is for the future value. Okay, I'm sure you know this concept very well. So, but we're going to make use of Excel now in order to solve this problem. Okay, by definition, when you're computing for the future value, it's equal to your present value multiplied by a certain factor. And that factor is 1 plus your interest rate raised to the power t. Okay. The process of computing for your future value is called compounding. It's called compounding, and the amount by which you multiply to your principal or to your base value is called your compound factor. So this one, the 1 plus r raised to the t, is your compound factor. When you multiply your present value with this compound factor, that process is called compounding, and you generate your future value. On the other hand, the reverse is you're given the future value, you're asked how much is the equivalent value today or now, given a certain interest rate and certain period, number of years, for example, how much will be the equivalent value. So given your future value, the process of getting the present value, the value now, is called discounting. Okay, discounting. And how do you convert your future value into your present value? So you use the formula future value is equal to, sorry, you're computing for your present value is equal to your future value multiplied by what your discount rate. Your discount rate can be expressed as 1 plus r, 1 plus r raised to the negative t, or it can be written as future value times 1 over 1 plus r raised to the t. You know that from basic arithmetic that these are equivalent. 1 plus r raised to the negative t is just the same as 1 over 1 plus r raised to the t. The exponent here, since it's in the denominator, you can convert it into you can put it in the numerator, but the exponent changes sign. Okay. And this one, 1 over 1 plus r to the t, or 1 plus r raised to the negative t, is called your discount factor. Okay. So let's have an example. Wait. Is my screen shared, Chris?
Yes po, sir. It's shared po.
Okay. Kanina kasi parang pang-resume, parang hindi
Nap-
naka-shared kanina.
Kanina na-freeze po siya, sir, in my end.
Okay.
Siguro yung wifi ko lang.
Okay.
Pero nakita ko na po ngayon, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. So let's have some examples. Basic examples muna tayo, ha. We will have more complicated examples kasi that's financial modeling, no? So let me just delete first the drawings. Chris, in your other subjects, did you get to use Excel in solving time value of money problems?
If I remember correctly po, sir, uh, meron po at one point po, sir.
Okay.
Pero we were more of like self-excel rather
Mm,
than the modeling part po, sir. So
okay.
parang you could put in the factors yourself. So it's very
Mm,
like self
okay.
self self format lang po, sir. Parang ganon.
Okay. All right. Sige. Good. Thank you. Okay. So let's start with this first exercise, future value computations. So you're given the present value 1 million. When you say present value, it's the value now. Then how much will it be? You're looking for the future value. Okay, if you're going to invest it in 20-year period at a rate of 12%, let's assume that the interest rate remains constant throughout the period. So if we use the Excel formula here, diba, the future value will be equal to the present value. What's the present value? It's equal to this one. So that's the present value, and then multiply that by, okay, open parenthesis, we multiply it by the discount factor. So this is the discount factor. 1 plus the rate is this one. Okay, that's the rate. Okay, and then raised to the t. How do you do that in Excel, Chris? Yung raised to the t.
My ano ho ata, you could use the I don't know what you call the symbol, pero the upper
Mhm.
arrow symbol, raise it
Okay.
to whatever number you
Yeah,
want,
that's right.
sir.
You call it caret, no? Caret.
Um,
Are you
yeah po,
using
sir.
Mac or ano, Windows ka? Mac ba yan?
Um, Windows po, sir.
Windows, okay. So shift 6, no?
Yes
Shift
po, sir.
6. Yan. And then your T is 20. Okay, you notice when you're modeling in Excel, it's not good to write absolutes in your formula. Okay, so I wouldn't write 1 million here. It's always good to separate your values and then refer to them in your formula. That's one aspect of financial modeling. Avoid using absolutes. When you say absolutes, typing the number in your model. Why? Because in finance, you oftentimes would do sensitivity analysis. When you do sensitivity analysis, you'd like to see what will happen if the value changes. So it's best to separate the values. Okay. So control enter. So the equivalent value of 1,000 20 years from now at 12% is 9646293. So let me just clarify that, the concept of equivalent value. So if you have 1 million today and you have this opportunity to invest it for 20 years in an instrument that earns 12%, this is equivalent to 9646293. It's equivalent to this amount 20 years down the road. Okay, now when I say equivalent, that's very important. Equivalent means that given the choice, given the option of having this or having this, okay, you're actually, what do you think? What do you think? Which is better, this one or this one?
The future
Okay,
value po ata, sir.
all right. All things being the same, of course, the answer is you're indifferent because 1 million today is equivalent. Take a look, equivalent to 964,26293 in the future. They're actually the same. They're equivalent values. So you are indifferent whether you get 1 million today or 964,6293. Assuming that this investment, this vehicle exists, no? Na 20 years tapos 12%. So whether you choose 1 million today or after 20 years at 12%, 9.64 million, you are actually indifferent to them because they are equivalent. Okay, that's a very important concept of time value of money. Okay, is that clear, Chris? Na indifferent tayo. Ano ibig sabihin ng indifferent? Whether you
So, in
choose 1 million or whether you choose this, pareho lang yun.
I see po, sir. Understood po, sir.
Okay, that's what we mean by indifferent tayo. No? Now, of course, other personal factors might come in, pero that's beside the point. Baka sabihin mo, kailangan ko na ng 1 million ngayon eh. No? So, ang preference ko 1 million. That's aside the concept of time value of money. So that's a personal factor that you're considering or including in your decision making. But kung neutral tayo, hindi natin kailangan ngayon, neither yung urgency na kailangan natin 20 years, wala yon. Whether you choose 1 million today or 9.64 million after 20 years, it doesn't matter because these two are equivalent values. Okay, so that's what we mean, no, by equivalence. All right. Now, I mentioned a while ago that when you're doing financial modeling, it's not good to okay, like this one is equal to 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 times 1 plus rate of 12% raised to the 20. Of course, you'll get the same answer. Okay, you'll get the same answer, but it's not an efficient way to do things. It's also 9646. What's so bad about this function F2? What's so bad about this? It prevents you from doing sensitivity analysis. So what if the amount was 1 million, 1,500,000? Then you'll have to replace this by 1,500,000. What if the rate was 11%? Okay, then you'll have to replace that by 11%. So a good practice in financial modeling is that you set aside. So let me insert rows here. Okay. And then right here, for example, value, let's say value on September, I just put 2025, okay? And then the rate. So the value on September 2025 is 1 million. 1 million na ba yan? And the rate is 12%. And then let's say the years is 20. So it is recommended that you set aside a variable that will define your values. So take a look at what I'm doing. Are you familiar, Chris, with named ranges? 10,000 na pala to. 10 million na pala.
I don't remember at the moment po, sir.
Okay, sige. So malamang hindi mo pa na ano yan na-meet, no? Okay lang sabi mo na na hindi mo pa na-meet, no? Kasi once you meet this, palagi ko maaalala mo to kasi very important to, no? Named range. So what is a named range? Every cell in Excel has a name. Tingnan mo to. What is the name of this cell? This is H1. Column H, row 1. How do I know? Andito sa box na to. H1. Okay? If I go here, this is now H7. Okay? H7 siya. So you can change the name of a particular cell to fit your intention. So for example, here, this cell is B1. But I'd like to give it a name kasi let's say you're going to make use of this value na to na 1 million. Gagamitin mo siya okay, dun sa ibang cells din, sa ibang workbooks. So it's best to give it a name. How do you give a name to cells? Okay, you give a name to cells by, okay, number 1, you go here, and then you give it a name here. Okay, so for example, value. Okay, when you give a name, hindi pa pwedeng name ng, kunyari, you can't give this a name G6. Hindi pa pwede yung name ng cell sa Excel kasi yung G6, dedicated na yan for this one, for G6. No? Okay? So I cannot name this as C2, C3. Hindi pa pwede yan kasi yung C2, C3, may dedicated na yan to C2, C3. So I can give it another name. For example, I'll put here value. Okay? And then September 2025. Yan. Tingnan mo, no? Value September 2025, which is this one actually, no? Okay? Now, ang mga names sa Excel, named ranges, hindi pa pwedeng may spaces, no? Anyway, I'll just, I type the space. So value space, September space, 2025 space. And if I enter this, enter. Okay. Ang sabi, you must enter a valid reference. Okay, so ibig sabihin hindi pa pwede yun, no? So, I'll repeat, no? Here, value, underscore, pwede kong lagyan ng underscore. September underscore 2025. There. So, hindi na siya three words, no? Kasi connected ba na siya by an underscore. Okay, enter. So, i-enter ko na to ng name na to. Enter. So, tinanggap niya. Okay. So, if I take a look at this, I now have this one, value September 2025. If I click this, ba? Ayun, it goes here. Now, for example, I want to access that. Andito ako, no? Gusto kong kunin yung pangalan ng value September is equal to value, okay, underscore. Notice, value, tingnan mo, underscore. Ito siya, no? Itong spreadsheet na to. Ibig sabihin itong spreadsheet na to, this is a named range. Okay? And it refers to a particular value. If I click this, tab, tingnan mo, and then control enter, it will now give you the value of this name, 1 million. Ito yun. So what's the advantage of giving named ranges? The advantage of giving named ranges is that you can use that name when you're doing formulas. You can use that name kahit pumunta ako dito, no, new workbook is equal to value underscore. Ayan, andyan siya, no? September, tab, control enter. Okay. Naging negative, function F2. Naglagay ako ng negative dito. Tanggalin mo yung negative. Okay, so you can see that you can access it anywhere. Kahit saan ka pumunta, ma-access mo yun. Okay, clear siya? Chris? Chris, clear siya?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, sige. Pag may question ka, feel free to or kung masyado akong mabilis,
Okay po, sir.
interrupt me, ha? Okay.
Yes po,
Sorry
sir.
yan ang mahirap pag mag-isa ka lang.
Yeah.
Ikaw lang, yung focus na attention ko nasa iyo lang. At least
Yes.
sana,
Thank you,
sabi ko
sir.
kay Marian, next time, pumasok ka na para hindi lang yung ikaw yung tinatanong ko. Anyway, okay,
Sige,
ito.
also.
So, paano yan? For this one, do I have to name it? Pwede rin, name mo ng rate. Kaya kung linagay dito yung rate para guided tayo na yun ang pangalan. Pero there's a shortcut. So for example, you have the values here, and then you deliberately place the names here. Huh? May mas mabilis na na shortcut. Kasi kunyari kung maraming cells yan, maraming mga values na gusto mong bigyan ng pangalan, tapos isa-isahin mo yan, matagal yan, di ba? A shortcut can be, okay, highlight mo to. It suggested that your name should be either nasa left side or on top or to the right side. It depends on the position. Pero sana katabi ng cell mo. No? This is 12% and you'd like to name this rate. This is 20 and you'd like to name this years. Okay? So how do I give this name to 12%, give it rate, and 20, give it years? The shortcut is make sure that your cells are connected. No? Ito, magkatabi sila. Okay? Okay, what did I click? In my case, I have to press Control Shift F3. And then since my F3 is on top, Control Shift Function F3. I-check mo nga sa'yo, Chris, kung Control Shift N3. Make sure na naka-highlight na to, no? Control Shift F3. F3,
Yes po, sir.
Control Shift F3 ka? Control
Yes po, sir. It seems to
plus,
work naman din.
okay, plus F3. Okay, Control Shift F3. I'll do that again. Here. Control Shift F3. There you go. So shortcut, no? Ano sabi dito? Create names from selection. Okay? So magkre-create siya ng name from the selection. Tapos Excel will guess, asan yung mga names? Ito ang guess niya, the names are on the left column. Diba? Tama, no? Hindi naman nasa top row yung name. Ito yung name rate and years. It's in the left column. So oftentimes, Excel guesses correctly. Siyempre, pag mali, di ayusin mo na lang dito, no? Either top row siya, left column, bottom row, right column. So ideally, dapat yung mga pangalan katabi ng cell. If not, then you will have to type it here, manually lang. Okay, so okay natin to. Okay? All right, what happened? If I go to 12%, tingnan mo, may pangalan na siya, rate. No? If I go to 20 here, tingnan mo, may pangalan na siya, years. If I check yung mga name, ayan yung rate andi dito na, yung years andi dito na. May WAC ka rin ba? Do you also have this WAC, weighted average cost of capital? Chris? Okay. Check mo dito. Do you have this WAC? But definitely, kung ginawa mo kanina ng Control Shift Enter, meron kang years, meron kang rate. No? If I click this rate, automatically it goes here. And then here, if I go to years, pumupunta siya sa years. Okay, good. Sige, so now, saan natin gagamitin yan? Okay, pwede natin gamitin dito yan. No? Let's suppose ito yung value natin, just like this, 1 million, 12% rate at saka 20. Pwede kong palitan to. This will be equal to, gamitin natin yung formula ng compounding. Ano present value natin? Ito, di ba? If I click this, tingnan mo, lalabas yung pangalan. Now, when you're doing modeling, This helps a lot kaysa yun dun sa kung B1 lang o B2. Kasi ito, alam mo na yung name na to, binigay mo dun sa cell na yun. So you have this assurance no, na tama yung yung cell na pino-point out mo. Okay? So ulitin natin to. Either you click there or pwede mo i-type. Yan, andito sa pangalawa, value. Okay. September 2025 and then tab. Okay, and then times, open parenthesis, 1 plus. 1 plus yung rate, di ba? So if I type R, notice na yung named range, ganito parang spreadsheet icon siya. Hindi yung mga to, iba yan kasi mga mga functions yan. Ito named range, no? Makikita mo yung parang may blue na to. If I click this there, and then tab, yun, 1 plus rate, di ba? And then, shift 6, raise to the what? Ito, years. So I can type Y, ito siya, yan. Kikita natin yung yung named range na create natin. Tab, there you go. Now, take a look at this formula. Di ba yung formula na to, mas intuitive siya. It's a lot better than just yung B1 plus times what, yung ganon, yung mga generic cell references. Ito mas maganda kasi may validation ka. Makikita mo, okay, 1 plus rate raised to the years. And then control enter. There you go. Pareho lang naman, 9646293. Okay, pause for a while, baka I'm going too fast. Sige, I'll give you a few seconds, Chris, para habulin tong ito. Okay, I'll show this. And then kung nakahabol ka na, just type yes, no, para alam kung okay ka na, no? Very good. All right. May question ka, Chris, so far dun sa pag-name ng range? Dito? Usually maganda yung named ranges natin, naka-separate, no? Nasa taas. Anong advantage nito? Kasi pag pinalitan mo to ng kunyari, yung 5 million. 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 5 million ngayon, di ba? Automatically, nagbabago yung mga values. Okay? We just change the cells here. And since nakalink yung mga models natin dyan, nakalink yung mga formulas, automatically yung value ng yung output magbabago, mag-change. So making it more efficient. So ang focus mo lang, kung may mga babaguhin ka, dito ka lang magbabago. Tapos whatever, in wherever places you use the formula for this one, automatically mag-update yan. So it makes modeling very efficient. Okay. All right. So now Excel, baliktad to, no? Pabaliktad rin natin to. Ito yung formula, ito yung Excel function. Si Excel function, merong function. Okay? In getting the future value. So let's type is equal to FV. Okay, don't put the parentheses first, no? FV. Okay? So, before putting the parentheses, bago mo i-place yan, may description siya. Ito. FV. It returns the future value of an investment based on periodic constant payments and a constant interest rate. Okay? So, what's this telling us? So the future value function will allow us to get the future value of an investment based on periodic or constant payments and a constant interest rate. Okay, so if I type open parenthesis, ang mga kailangan rate, NPER, PMT, PV, at saka type. So 5, no? Rate, NPER, PMT, PV, and type. However, what do you notice about PV, Chris? Yung dun sa mga parameters, yung naka-parenthesis. Ano na-notice mo about PV? Yeah, yung mga variable dito. May na-notice ka about PV? It's already fixed. Okay, ito, you mean this? Okay, notice that there are brackets, no? Naka-bracket siya. Pati itong type, naka-bracket siya. Ano ibig sabihin ng ganyan pag naka-brackets? Pag nakakita ka sa Excel ng function na kaganyan, naka-brackets, no? Okay, square brackets, it means that this is optional. Okay? Ibig sabihin, optional siya. So, pwedeng hindi mo lagyan yan, pwedeng lagyan. In our case, dapat lagyan natin kasi may present value tayo eh. Itong type din, pwedeng lagyan, okay? Pwedeng hindi kasi optional to. Depende sa situation, no? Okay, so let's do this. FV. Ano yung rate natin? Di ba yung rate natin itong 12%? And we gave it a name, di ba? R. Ganun din, no? R-A-T, ayan, no? Rate, no? Tab. So, we can use this sa isang function sa Excel. And sige, going back again to the importance of this. Ang importante nito is that you know kung ano yung rate na yan. Well, at least you should know what what value you gave to rate, no? We gave it, di ba, 12% yan, no? Tapos ginamit natin, binigyan natin siya ng pangalan. Rate. Comma. NPER. Okay. NPER stands for number of periods. So, ang number of periods natin is the years, di ba? Y, E, A, R, S. Yan, years, no? Tab ulit. Years. Comma. Alright. PMT. Ano yung PMT? Okay, pause muna ako. Explain ko muna kung ano yung PMT. No? So, sandali ha. Ilalagay ko lang dito na ano yung hinihingi. Rate, NPER, PMT, present value, tsaka type. Ito yung syntax. Ito yung hinihingi ng future value. So, yung rate, alam natin, yung 12% yun. And we use this one, no? Yung word named range na rate. And then, yung NPER then, number of periods, number of years. Yung years, ito. Next is PMT. What is PMT? PMT is a type of cash flow that is your annuity. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ito yung cash flow natin. Meron tayong 1 million sa simula, no? 1M. This is 20 years. 20. And then, our rate is 12%. No? Ang tinatanong sa atin, how much is the future value? FV. FV is equal to how much? Now, yung cash flow natin, meron tayong isa, single cash flow, yung 1 million today. That's what we call a single cash flow. Tapos, possible din na may mga, ito, it's also possible na we have this type of cash flow. Suppose this one, yan. kunyari maglalagay ng 200,000 every year for the next 19 years kasi ito yung ngayon ano. Now this type of cash flow yung pare-pareho siya 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. This is called your annuity. Annuity siya. And Chris, may annuity ba tayo? Sa cash flow natin may annuity ba? Kasi ang sabi 1 million lang ngayon eh. Is there annuity? Answer? Wala, none, tama. None, wala, di ba? Kasi ang sinabi lang, 1 million today, how much is it 20 years from now? So, walang annuity. Itong PMT, this is your annuity. Okay? And then, itong type related to sa annuity. Kasi, ang annuity, pwedeng annuity ordinary or annuity due. Explain natin mamaya yan. Ang annuity ordinary is one where the cash flow happens at the end of the first period. Annuity due naman, the cash flow happens now, immediately. Okay, so dalawang klaseng annuity. Okay, so going back to our problem here. So, gawin ko lang ulit na 1 million to. No? So, balikan tayo dito. Is equal to, sabi natin, the function is FB. FB. The rate, ginamit natin yung rate, di ba? Rate, tab, comma, and per is yung years natin. Yan. Okay, comma. PMT, wala namang annuity, no? So either you type 0 and then comma, or leave it blank and then comma. What does that mean? Babasahin ni R, ni Excel pala, yung value between the commas. Since the value between the commas is 0, wala siya, so it will be treated as 0. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang PMT. Okay? And then comma, what's the present value? Di ba ito? Value at value September, right? Yun ang present value. Then value, okay, September. No? And then comma, type na tayo. Ayan, tingnan mo. Either 0 or 1. So type is either end of the period or beginning of the period. End of the period, this is annuity ordinary. Beginning of the period, annuity due. So pag ganyan, since wala naman tayong annuity, di ba? What we can do is just ignore that. Okay? Kasi wala namang annuity. In some other cash flows, of course, pwede magkaroon ng annuity, no? Dito, wala. So I'll ignore that kasi that's irrelevant, no? Wala siyang laman, wala siyang relevant sa atin. So control enter. Okay, what do you get? Chris, could you copy? Pwedeng paki-chat mo, copy paste the value sa chat box, please. Anong value nakuha mo? Naglag. Okay. So you should be getting this value. Okay, pareho lang siya. Now, ngayon, okay, anong difference sila? Si Excel function mo, negative. Si future value, positive. So, paano yun? Bakit magkaibang sign sila? Now, that happens because Excel is very particular about the direction of the cash flow. Ito, yung present value natin, ito, positive. What does that mean? Pag positive yung present value, ibig sabihin, cash inflow, nakakuha ka ng pera ngayon, no? Ng 1 million. So this is like a loan. Bakit loan? Present value mo positive, ibig sabihin ngayon nakakuha ka ng pera. Negative. Positive. So after 20 years, dapat payment na. Kaya that's why you're getting a negative answer. Kasi it's treating it as a loan. Nanghiram ng pera. Now, if I make this negative, ano ibig sabihin yan? Nag-invest ako, naglabas ako ng pera. Okay? Negative value September 2025. So it means I put out cash. So ano magiging resulta yan? Yan mo naging positive siya. Kasi ngayon nag-put out ako ng cash. Later on, after 20 years, I'm going to get back, get the value that I invested in. Kaya naging positive siya. Okay? So ganun sa Excel, no? That's very important to consider. So yung sign ng cash or ng amount will be dependent on how you treat the transaction. Now, for simplicity, we're not interested in determining kung investment siya o loan siya. What we can do is just negate this. Negative mo na lang. Kasi kanina negative yung answer niyan eh. Bakit negative? Kasi itong present value, positive. Ano ibig sabihin ng positive present value? May natanggap kang pera. So after 20 years, ano mangyayari? May matatanggap ka ulit? Hindi. May babayaran kaya. Kaya naging negative. Ang ginawa ko na lang, ginawa ko negative dito. Okay? Para mawala yung negative. Anyway, at this point in time, hindi natin kailangan malaman kung ano ba siya, kung investment ba siya or loan ba siya. Okay. All right. Now, I just want to discuss itong concept ng compounding. Kasi very sensitive siya. No? What if it was 20 years? What if it was 40 years? Ano ang nangyayari sa sa future value natin? Okay? What will happen? So 20 years, 30 years, let's see what will happen. Okay. So gamitin natin yung ano natin, yung Excel function na lang, no? Is equal to, I'm going to put negative FB na lang, no? Para mawala yung negative FB. Rate natin is pareho pa rin 12%. So I'm going to use the rate name. Rate, comma. N per natin ngayon, nagbago na, no? Ang N per natin, hindi na yung kanina na ano, hindi na kanina yung 20. So anyway, ililink ko na lang siya dito. N per is 30 years na to, comma. PMT is, ignore kasi wala namang annuity to. Present value is yung value. Yun pa rin, yung 1,000 pa rin. Okay? 1,000 pa rin, but this time, it is 30 years. What will happen to our investment? So instead of 20 years, we're going to park it there for 30 years. Control Enter. Okay. Now you notice that ang laki ng jump niya, no? 9.6 million, naging 29.9 million. So, more than double. 10 years lang yung dinagdag. Okay? What if it's 40 years? So, let's do the same, no? Is equal to, once again, I'm going to put negative FB. Hindi natin kailangan yung kung loan o ano siya, loan or investment. Again, the rate is still the same. Rate is at 12%, comma. And per, papalitan natin to, 40. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung 20 kanina kasi 40 years na eh. PMT, ignore, or I can put 0 there, pareho lang yan. Comma, present value, value at. Diba? So, mas madali mag-ano eh kung naka-named range tayo. Alright? So, type ignore kasi wala namang annuity. Control enter. There, tingnan mo. 93,000. 93 million. Okay? So you can see the power of compounding. Na doubling years from 20 to 40 and yet yung future value hindi doble. Oh. 9.6 million naging 93 million. Okay? So this is the power of compounding. So let's create a worksheet here. Okay. Gawa tayo dito ng pwede natin i-copy to, no? Actually, dito na lang. Let's do it here na lang, here. Okay, here. Oops. Beyond this, no? Dito na lang. So, let's create now a model that will plot, no? Ipa-plot natin yung rate. Yung rate pareho pa rin, di ba? It's still, yung rate did not change. 20% at 12% pa rin. Ang gusto natin lagay dito, what if the years change, no? Yung years magbabago, excuse me. Dali lang. Nag-hiccups ako. Years and then kunin natin yung future value. Okay, and then we'll plot, no? We'll plot. So let's let years be from 1 year up to, lagyan natin up to 100, no? Years from 1 up to 100. So I can create actually a, let's say, let's start with year 1 or with year 0, no? Year 0 ngayon. Year 0 ngayon. Tapos, dito tayo sa here, no? Dito sa editing. Asan na yan? Here, no? Editing and then here. Series. Series in columns. I want to series in columns. Tapos step value 1. Ibig sabihin it will increase by 1. Okay? And then stop value will be up to 100. 100 yan. Okay, and then okay. So tingnan mo, nag-generate na siya ng series from 1 up to 100. So this is very helpful, especially if you're coming up with a series that's very, very, very long. No? All right. So let's compute for the future value. Okay. So the future value is equal to, again, let's make it positive, negative FB. What's the rate? The rate is the same. Yung ano natin, yung 12% rate. And per ngayon is this one. So magbabago tayo from 0. Okay. PMT, wala. Diba? And then a present value is value September 2025. Yan. So that's the formula now. Ang magbabago lang yung years natin. The rate will be the same at 12% all throughout. the present value will be the same at 1 million. Control Enter. Okay, tanggalin natin yung dollar sign. Copy natin yung format nito. Copy, format printer, and then this one. So naka-green, no? Okay lang, naka-green. And then, I'm going to double click this kasi yung formula nito, nakalink siya dito sa years. Yung rate, constant yan. Fix yan, yung 12%. Yung value September 2025, constant din yan at 1 million. Okay? So, ang tinitingnan natin, paano kung yung years natin, 2 years? Paano kung 3 years, 4 years, etc. So, double click natin to. Okay, you can see here how your future value changes. At 100 years after from now, ano na siya? Wow. 85 billion na siya. Okay? So we can plot this. Control Shift Enter. Control Shift down arrow. And then let's plot it. Insert. Recommended charts ito. Mag-time plot tayo. Pwedeng yung may dots ito. Yung may dots na lang. Insert. Ayan. Ito, sige, lagyan natin yan. Okay, what do you see? Pwede nating i-select data and then tatanggalin ko sa plot si years, no? Hindi natin kailangan si years. Yung FB lang. Okay, there you go. Okay. Chris, nakakahabol ba? Any questions? You can now see how tanggalin ko na to. You can see how quick, ba? How fast the compounding is pag nag-i-increase ng years. Okay, grabe yung effect ng increased years sa future value natin. Okay, pause muna ako. Nag-lag kasi Chris yung ano mo, di ba? Nakakahabol ka ba? Nasundan mo tong plot na to? Gusto pakita kasi dito yung compounding effect, no? Hindi pa natin tinitingnan yung effect naman ng interest rate kasi ginawa natin constant at 12%. Pero pag nagbabago din yung interest rate, okay, malaki din yung change sa ano. So this is what we call the power of compounding. The more years you let your money grow, the more will be the effect, no, on its future value. Tingnan mo naman, no? Dito medyo parang may pagka-linear pala na pag ganun eh. Pagdating dito, wala exponential na, ganun, no? So this is the power of compounding. Okay, tanong ko lang Chris kung nakakahabol ka or ano. Or nakalag pa rin ba yung ano mo, yung computer? Nakalag pa rin ba? Yan, good, good. Okay, good. All right. So we can also come up with a model where yung interest rate naman yung titingnan natin. Kasi di ba dito 100 years, magkano na yung future value natin? To. Take a look at the jump, di ba? Ayun, no? 83 from 74, 83. If we're going to compute for, tingnan natin yung growth rate niya. Let's see. Is the growth rate linear? How do we get the growth rate? The growth rate is equal to the value at time t divided by value at time t minus 1. Diba ito yung sa pinlits natin? Minus 1. Ayan, diba? I-times natin ng 100 para maging percentage. So 12%. Lagyan natin ng 1 decimal place. At 2 decimal places. So sa simula, 12% yung I should have placed it here. Dapat dito ko linagay. Function F2. Yan, okay? And then I'm going to copy this below. Okay. So year on year, okay, constant yung growth rate, no? Hindi kasi nagbago yung growth rate natin, 12% lang every year. Right? 12% every year. So it's still maintained at 12%. Okay. Now, I will request you to experiment. Paano kung ang nagbabago, yung hindi lang years. Pwede ba yun? Years at saka nagbabago? How do you do that, no? Years at saka paano kung pati yung interest rate? Okay, we'll talk about that next meeting, yung data table. Kasi you can allow that to change. Okay, dalawa nag-change. Years at saka yung interest rate. Pwede yun. Ano mangyayari sa natin sa future value? Okay, di-discuss natin yon next meeting, no? The concept of data tables. All right, balikan natin lang to, no? Itong future value natin, ito. So let's go here. Okay. I have a question here, no? This is what we call sensitivity analysis. Ang tanong, may 1 million tayo ngayon, di ba? 1 million ngayon. Gaano katagal bago madoble to? Bago madoble yung pera. Okay? So there are several ways to do that. Okay? Mathematically, ganito yung formula natin, ano? FV is equal to PV times 1 plus R raised to the T. Okay. What does it mean for the money to double? Ibig sabihin nun, yung future value natin, twice na ni PV. So we can write this as 2 PV, di ba? Nadoble na eh. Dalawang PV is equal to PV times 1 plus R raised to the T. So in that case, okay, si PV magka-cancel, no? Right? Tapos ngayon, you have now 2 is equal to, so 2 is equal to 1 plus R raised to the T. R, alam natin at 12%. Ang hinahanap natin si T. So what is T? Kasi how long will it take the money to double? Okay, so how do we solve this? Si T naka-exponent, no? Raised to T. So how do we remove this? Sabi natin, ang inverse function ito is get the log. Okay, so I get the log on one side, log of 2 is equal to log of 1 plus R. Ngayon, pag naglo-log ka, yung exponent bumababa yan. Kaya this will become T times. So T goes down kasi log of A to the B is equal to B times log A. So rules ng logarithms, no? So dito, log of 1 plus R to the T is equal to, ibababa natin si T times log of 1 plus R. So this is now reduced to, we can now solve for T. T is equal to log of 2, kasi twice, no? Divided by log of 1 plus R. Okay, sa Excel iba, no? Pag ginamit natin yung log to the base n yan. Okay, sa R, pag ginamit natin yung log to the base E. Okay, so let's just solve for this. Dito ko siya isa-solve. Is equal to log of 2. Log 2. Log, log 2 divided by log 1 plus, ano yung R natin, yung rate natin, we can use that. Yan. Hindi naman nagbago yung rate natin. So that's log of 2 over 1 plus log times 1 plus rate. Okay. Sige nga, Chris, paki-share sa akin kung ano yung nakuha mong answer dyan. Pasensya ka na, ikaw na yung matatanong mo. Solve mo ba to? Log of 2 square root? Hindi. Yung ino natin, no? Ito, ilolog natin siya, no? Pag square root yan, pag in-square root natin, rin-erase lang natin sa 1 over 2, no? Or pwedeng teeth root, no? Kunin natin yung teeth root niya, pwede yun. Or log, just the same lang. Okay? So, Chris, did you try to solve this? Is equal to log 2 divided by log times 1 plus rate. Nanggaling dito sa equation na yan. Let's see. Yan, 6.116. Yes, good. Good. So that's the answer. Ang question, how many years will it take us to double the money? Okay? Double the money. In this case, it's enter. Yan, tama ka. 6.116 or around 6 point something years. Okay? So that's the answer there. So application niya ng use ng log at saka ng ng concept ng time value of money, no? Okay, so tanggalin ko muna itong mga nakasulat dito. All right. So we were able to show that it will take 6.11 years. May shortcut dyan. Yung shortcut is actually the rule of 72. Okay, rule of 72. So how long will it take your money to double? regardless of any amount, no? Regardless of any amount, yung rule of 72. Ano yung rule of 72? 72 divided by yung rate, no? In percent, 12. So approximate to. 72 divided by 12, hindi mo isinasama yung percent. Yan. Approximately 6 years, which is quite close, di ba? 6.11. Alright. So, let's just finish yung paggamit ng goal-seek. Then, next meeting na natin i-discuss to, no? I think that will be all we can discuss for today. So, again, pag doubling your money, notice kahit na ano to, totoo ba yan? Kahit na ito anong ginamit natin? Kasi ang lumalabas lang na formula, log of 2 divided by log of 1 plus r, di ba? So it means that the money is immaterial. Kahit magkano yung pera. Kasi, bakit it doesn't mean kahit magkano yung pera? Kasi nagka-cancel out siya. Di ba? FV is equal to PV. Times 1 plus r raised to the t. Nagka-cancel out siya eh. So ito class, pinalitan natin to ng 2, dalawang PV. Is equal to PV. Okay, double to eh. Double. Yung future value daw natin doble ng present value. Magka-cancel yan. Okay, so it tells us that the amount does not matter. Kahit 100,000 pa yan, or 10,000, or 10 million, what's important is this one. Yan. Okay? Of course, iba pag how long will it take for the money to quadruple, magiging 4 to. No? So magiging log of 4 divided by log of 1 plus 1 plus r. That will be your t. So depende kung ano yung factor na pag doble, triple, so magiging log yon. Log ng factor ng increase. Log of f. Factor ng increase. Over log ng 1 plus r raised to the t. Log ng 1 plus r. So ito yung periods. O kung gaano katagal. F is the factor, no? Twice ba? Doble, so 2 to. Or triple, 3 to. Quadruple, 4 times. 10 times bigger, so 10 to. Okay. Alright. Tapos sabi natin yung rule of 72, this is only true class pag doubling. Pag 3 times na, hindi na, mali na to. Yung rule of 72 over the percentage, para lang yan sa pag nado-doubling amount. Alright. And then last, this one, ito. Is there another way to solve this? Okay. Paano natin gagamitin yung goal-seek? There's a function in Excel called goal-seek. Importante ito kasi this is part of sensitivity analysis. Ang tanong kasi dito, ito, yung t natin, t, yung period. This is what diba ito yung sinusolve natin? Ito. Gusto natin malaman kung how long. So, first of all, you set a cell na ando dun yung solve natin. How long will it take us to double our money if the rate of return is 12%? Okay? So, bale, ang mangyayari dito, gagawa tayo ng model. So, this is now equal to our future value. So, tatanggalin ko rin yung negative para maging positive yung answer. Diba? PV is equal to FV pala is equal to, di ba rate, no? Ang rate natin, okay? Ito na lang gamitin natin sa rate, no? 12%, okay? Yung para nakasama sa model natin. Kama, ano yung N per natin? N per natin, yun yung hindi alam natin, no? Number of periods. Yan ang gusto natin ma-solve. Kama, PMT wala. Ignore si PMT or type 0. And then present value is ito. 1 million. Type ignore, no? Alright. So yan, di ba? Now we'll get 1 million kasi 0 to. So paano kung gawin kong 1? After 1 year, magiging 1120 na siya. So what this now, pwede natin i-trial and error. 2, hindi. Dapat maging 2 million yan. How about 3? Hindi pa rin. 4, hindi pa rin. 5, hindi pa rin. Kanina parang 6, di ba? 6. Kulang pa rin, no? Kung 7 naman, sobra na, no? Naging 2.29. So it's a number between 6 and 7. Okay. So, okay lang yun kasi pag ganyan lang, simple lang yung model, madaling baguhin to, yung T. Pero what if yung answer will be, kunyari, nasa 100 yung answer. Eh di, magtatagal-tagal pa tayo, di ba? So, ang gagawin natin, goal seek. Okay, let me show you the goal seek. Alright? So, ang gusto natin pa-solve kay Excel ito. Ito. So that, ang value natin magiging ano? Dapat 2 million to. Okay? So, where do we get that yung goal seek? Dito tayo sa data. Data. Okay, and then here, forecast. Dito sa what if analysis. So, sulat ko data, what if analysis, and then andyan yung goal seek. Chris, nagamit mo na ba yung goal seek dati? Have you been able to use that before? Or first time? Okay. First time. Okay, good. All right. So, di ba ito yung minomodel natin, ano? So, let's now go to data. And then, dito sa forecast, no? What if analysis, click natin to. Lalabas yung goal seek. There you go. Tapos lalabas yung dialog box na to. Okay? So, tatlong parameters yung andi dito. Yung dalawa, may arrow dito. Ibig sabihin nun, clickable siya. Ibig sabihin, pwede mong ililink po dapat sa model mo yan dito. Yung isa, blanco. Walang click, no? Ibig sabihin, itatype mo dapat siya. Okay? Okay, so this is how we do it. Number 1, set cell. Ano ba yung gusto natin? Remember, ang gusto natin, itong si future value. Okay, sulat ko nga dito. So, ito yung future value natin. Gusto natin si future value. Okay. Kasi ito yung rate natin, no? Okay, ito yung present value natin. Okay. Yung gusto natin si future value maging 2 million. By changing what cell? Ito, babago-baguhin niya to. Ang mangyayari dyan, mag-iterate siya. Parang ginawa natin kanina, palitan niya muna ng 1, ng 2, ng 3, ng 4, hanggang maging 2 million na to. So again, data, what if analysis, goal seek, okay? Set cell. Yung set cell yung goal natin. Ang goal natin ito, ba? There. Linig ko siya, H21 ito. To what value? Ano gusto mong maging value na to? Ito isusulat natin, no? Kasi wala siyang, hindi siya pwede ma-link. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yan. To this value, by changing what cell? Ito. Palitan niya yung years, ang 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. No? Alright? Control Alt, Control Shift Enter. Yan, para na-save ko lang yung ano. Or Control, or Enter lang, no? Okay, go. Tingnan mo. Okay. So, ano lumalabas na answer? para madoble yung pera natin, you need 6.116 years. Yan. Okay. Control V. Hindi ko nakopya. Anyway. Sige, so let's let it stay there na muna, Chris. I'm going to post this. Tapos sabi mo kay Marian, pumasok siya next meeting. Ha? Okay, tapos, okay.